With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And Josh Hill has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this win is definitely going to be a factor as this game goes along. He's throwing straight into it here in the first quarter, and the ball fluttered on him a little bit. They'll definitely have to file that one away and make a mental note of it.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Space to run past the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cameron Meredith, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints have taken the early lead. And he's able to put it through. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now a play fake here on first down. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Yeah, we're good.
They go play action. Cousins. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Tyler Lockett now with a return. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide, usually going to pick up a holding call.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a handoff looking right. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
I'll go special! Right! 380! Zebra!
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Spread left! Right! 280! Right!
Now Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Alex Okafor in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Kamara. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will get the 1st down as he's up to the 20-yard line.
Let's go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So it can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Again, this is Kamara. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. And a nice spin into some open field. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the... The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
Now Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him, Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second down, Cousins. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way. A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Now it's Wilson. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 55 yards. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this.
4 down. Right, 380. Let's go, 14.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Hey, we're good, we're good, we're good.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And they'll run it here. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 34. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Play action. It's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Throwing is Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Extra point splits the uprights. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Lockett the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
They run it again with Kamara. Fights loose. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And they're going to get the first out here as he's up to the 14. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Again, it's Kamara. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
All right, now here we go.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. The open man is Smith. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play for the Saints on 3rd down. 48 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Cousins. And this is caught at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll run here with Ingram. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll run it with Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Lockett, the return. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Cousins to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
What part did they went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th.
Let's go, let's go.
Running with Kamara. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves throws the sticks.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they try the right side here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyler Davison getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 11 yards, but still not enough. 4th down.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter. You're going. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have made this a 1-score game. And he knocks it through. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken at his 4. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Now a pitch out to Kamara. They find some open field here. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 23 yards on the play. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter. Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon, and that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
To throw is Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A good pickup there at 22. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Wilson on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and it'll make it a second down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. On second down, here's Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. On first down, Wilson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Alex Okafor in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Throwing here, Cousins. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. They'll run. This is Kamara. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Saints, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.